Dana, so at one point there was no evidence of illegal activity, no collusion. We should note that Flynn was fired not because there was some sort of collusion going on or a suspicion of collusion, but he was fired because he misled the vice president.
He was insubordinate. He was fired because he was insubordinate. He wasn't fired because there was any evidence of wrongdoing. And I might add, that took them as how many hours? How many hours did this go on? 3 hours. Over 3 hours. It felt like 11. But it took them this long to establish that, look, yes, he was insubordinate and he was immediately fired. Once they knew that he had done something wrong, he was immediately dismissed from the administration. Now, everything that we know about the payment from RT and him giving a speech, etc., everything that we knew about this, we also knew under the previous administration, and yet nothing was done then. So if it was so concerning, why didn't the Obama administration do anything about it? Because we knew this stuff in 2015. Yeah,
Governor Richardson, it's a very good point that Dana makes, that one of the instances that they're accusing General Flynn of misdoing or wrongdoing happened in 2015 under Barack Obama presidency.
Security clearances are done by professionals, by the FBI, by the law enforcement people in the agencies. Look, Eric, this was not a good day for the Trump administration.
Well, why do you say that, though?
Because you have two career officials that have served in Republican and Democratic administrations. Basically, one, enormous collusion by Russia. One.
Well, hold on. Are you talking about Flynn?
Two. No. I'm talking about in general. Clapper talking about.
He said there was no collusion, no evidence of collusion.
And can we trust him because he did lie under oath before?
In the election, there was. I'm not talking about Flynn. Number two, Sally Yates talking about the potential compromising of General Flynn. Sally Yates, a 27-year career prosecutor, talking about a number of instances where General Flynn misled his own administration.
Yeah, but that's not illegal, sir. There's nothing illegal about that.
That's not the point.
And pointing out that there was no collusion. Also, Sally Yates, we need to point out, was appointed by Barack Obama, and during this time in question, the Trump administration was pretty hard on the Obama administration.
No, but 27 years she served under George Bush. She served under Republican Democratic administration. 27 years, a career prosecutor. You know, just because she was acting attorney general at the time, she did what she thought was right. One, to tell the White House counsel that there were potential problems in General Flynn misleading the administration about his contacts with the Russian ambassador. And secondly, that he could have been compromised.
But he was fired for that. He was fired by the Trump
administration.
But I
think what is needed here is an independent commission.
Why?
An independent investigation.
The FBI already cleared him.
No. Of the entire Russian collusion in our electoral process with General Flynn, that is needed. This is what I think is emanating from this hearing.
Well, why those steps weren't taken, though, under the previous administration? And as we just pointed out and established, I mean, we knew all of this stuff back in 2015, so why wasn't anything done?
Well, because this collusion happened in this 2016 election process.
You keep saying collusion, sir. What are you talking about, collusion? You just heard the director of national intelligence say, who oversees the FBI, the CIA, and the NSA, saying we have no evidence of collusion. How can you make this claim?
Coming forward with going into our state election system, our federal election system.
There's no proof of that. You're
making
a claim out here on national television.
Can I clear up?
What do you mean there's no collusion? There's no Russian collusion in the 2016 election?
You're speculating, sir.
I think you two gentlemen are using collusion differently, right? I hear the governor saying collusion about Russia's attempt to be involved in our election period. But I think you're hearing collusion speaking specifically about General Flynn. I think what we heard Clapper saying today is, no, they can't make a conclusion around the effect of the involvement, but I think we do know, in fact, there was an attempt to have involvement on our election. That much we are.
I will tell you what we do know.
And everybody should be concerned about, regardless of what your party affiliation is.
There was a law broken, and this was repeatedly asked of Clapper and of Yates. Ebony, weigh in on this. Sure. The unmasking of Flynn's name is one thing, but the leaking of Flynn's name illegal.
I am so glad you bring this up. In the very beginning, this is the first distinction we're told. Unmasking can be authorized and legal. Leaking, always unauthorized, always illegal. Those are two very different things. If it's an unmasking and it's relevant to national security, okay. If it's a leak, absolutely, it has to be prosecuted.
Kat, James Clapper pointed out that, hey, there may be, right at the end, very important testimony right at the end. We're about to come back to us. And he said, well, yeah, there may be other investigations going on of other individuals. Does that concern you?
Of course it does, and it shouldn't. And Dana, as you brought up, Clapper, don't really trust him either. I watched this and I'm like,
some credibility
really?
problems there.
You have to look back in the past. He's lied under oath before, and then all this came out, and people just forget that. But yeah, of course, I mean, this isn't going to go away. This hasn't gone away so far. And all of you say this is about older things. This is about the election, the executive order they were talking about, that ban. He's already got a new one out now. So these are about older things, and this is going to continue. And, you know, she said a lot of things were part of the classified ongoing investigation. More and more is going to come out. So I think that we should all kind of withhold judgment.
All right, but I think on the leaking, yeah, that wasn't right.
Of
but
course.
the focus should be on the substance of the potential collusion involvement of the... Who leaks? Who do you know?
Well,
how do you know? Are you blaming Sally Yates? What are you doing?
I'm saying that
that is wrong to shift the blame to the leaking instead of the substance of the allegation.
I would